We call State of Texas versus Tory Morgan. That is you?
Yes.
Present with Mr. Dusler, your attorney and the state's attorney. All right. You were indicted for the first degree felony of promoting prostitution involving a child younger than 18 years of age. That is a first degree felony, carrying with it up to life imprisonment. And the pre-sentence report has been prepared. If the parties had an opportunity to review it, any corrections or changes to it, state?
I've reviewed it, no changes, Judge.
In defense? No. Then it is made a part of the record for all purposes. And this is a cap of 10 years imprisonment. So it's a first degree felony. You are looking at no less than 5, no more than 10 years confinement in prison. Deferred or unadjudicated probation can be allowed. Is regular probation also an option here in this case? I'm not aware it's not.
I think it is, Judge.
I think you can be sentenced up to 10 years in prison, and that could be suspended, and you could be placed on regular probation, but that's a conviction. But we're going to verify if that's an option. I'm looking at this pre-sentence report. How old was the child here?
16, Judge.
16. Okay. That was the child being prostituted by
Yes, sir.
this defendant and another. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, Judge, on this situation, let me just first of all say that we're asking for deferred adjudication because she has no recorded criminal history whatsoever. This was a situation where she was, as acknowledged in the pre-sentence report, was personally involved in prostitution and working out of one of these hotels in Belmont where they're well known for prostitution activities. The little girl, the 16-year-old, was there doing the same thing at the same time. As indicated in the report, they met up, and this lady, obviously having more experience in this line of work, was helping her with advertising between the two of them, and they were participating in proceeds from that. The biggest problem was is we had an underage person that was involved in it, and she wasn't aware that she was underage at the time. She person had told Ms. Morgan that she was of legal age, and basically they were just both participating in this illicit activity together. Again, it's not a good thing. It never has been. Unfortunately, it's the nature of the world. She does not have a criminal history. She realizes that it was wrong. She also realizes, as stated in the pre-sentence report, that she would like to get her life together herself, and maybe find something a whole lot better to do in life than this. And I think she's expressed a good deal of remorse about this, with the idea that she wants to clean up herself, as well as showing remorse for what happened here involving this minor child. Again, no criminal history as far as crimes of any sort, eligible for deferred adjudication probation. We think she's worth an opportunity to give her a shot at doing it. So we're asking for it.
Stay.
All right, so let me start with going back to the legal question you asked, Judge. This offense under Section 4303 is not one of the ones that's listed that the court has any limitations on. It's right in and around other charges that could be, which is why, Your Honor, I'm sure was wanting to make sure. So all your options are open to you as far as this is concerned, Judge. It is a first-degree felony, which means that it carries anywhere to 5 to life, as you know, Judge. It's hard to say what's the right thing to do with a scenario like this. It is true that she has no felony court history. But to really hang your hat on that is, in my mind, is a mistake, because she admits to all kinds of criminal conduct that should have been charged. So even, the bottom line is, this is just the first time she got caught. What she's done here is been deliberately ignorant about what somebody's age was, and got a 16-year-old involved in the same criminal conduct, which is why this is an offense. It's why it's a first-degree felony. So when we look at that, the legislature, when they wrote it up, didn't say, well, on first-time offenders, we're always going to do X. You got to look at each situation and consider what is appropriate. To say that this happens at a known place where this occurs, I don't agree with that statement either. Unfortunately, crimes occur in our county, and this is one of them. And when it comes down to when we're going to determine what's the right thing to do, this lady assisted a 16-year-old to post nude photographs of herself online to encourage grown men to come and have sex with her. A child. That's why I wasn't going to offer probation. That's why I made a cap agreement, because I can't in good conscience say that somebody that does that with a teenager, if you don't like the word child, to say that that's okay, and that we're going to say that when that occurs, that the right thing to do is say, oh, well, I didn't know how old she was. And no, I've never been caught before, so let me have probation. Because I'm planning on standing in this courtroom on cases that involve same or similar facts, I want to stay consistent. And to me, this warrants prison time.
Okay. Go ahead.
Well, I've already stated what we feel is appropriate. She doesn't have a criminal history. She was engaged in prostitution, which she shouldn't be, but was not aware this person was underage, and this person also was doing it on her own before the two got involved. It's not like she trafficked her into that business. They were both there engaging in prostitution. They just started working together, which is no excuse, but certainly, in my opinion, does not warrant prison time on a first offense like this. I say give her a shot. I think she's been very forthcoming in her statements about her life, the problems that she's had, and she really wants to clean up her life, as well as quit doing this, not just involving this other person, but involving herself as well. And I think the best way to do it is give her a shot at it. That's what deferred does. When you're looking at a first degree felony, if she messes up on deferred adjudication, I mean, that's up to anywhere from 5 years to life in prison. So I think that's a pretty big hammer hanging over her head. But I think it's worth a shot, and she's worth a chance at redemption.
Anything you want to say?
If I would have known that girl was not 18, that whole situation would have went completely different.
In what way?
I definitely wouldn't have posted her, and definitely would have took different precautions after I had helped her get her things from.
But you would have continued the prostitution ring going if she was older than a child, right? That's what you were doing. You were running a prostitution ring, weren't you? Oh, you weren't? I'm sorry. You created and posted online advertisements on Skip the Games, a website known for prostitution, advertising both you and the child. You admitted to requesting and posting nude photographs of the child, which were used in the advertisements. Is my probation officer false and misleading me, or is that true?
That is true.
Yeah, you were running a prostitution ring. Thank you for helping the quality of Beaumont get better. This is what this city is supposed to stand for? Prostitution, vice? Well, you were responsible for it. You were the madam. No, this too many good people are in this town and this county. We don't need people like you who just think it should be used for immoral purposes only. That's immoral.
Yes, sir.
No, so you do it anyway. All and you acknowledge that you were using this child as a prostitute. You're trying to say, I didn't realize she was younger than 18, so let me go home. No, you stand for immorality and you stand for problems. This isn't what this quality of life in this city and county are supposed to be all about. The leadership around here work too hard, and the people, by and large, are wonderful people. People like you who make money off of immorality and the mistakes and the promotion of children into vice and illegality. You kind of drag down what we're all trying to keep maintained, and that is a quality of life. So people can come to this county and enjoy life
I
in
understand.
spite of you. You understand, but you continue to do it.
That's not what I want for my life anymore.
It's not what you want. Why? Because you got caught. It wasn't your choice. No, you got caught. This wasn't your choice. Then you're just worried about you. Well, how about the child that you misled and corrupted? Any remorse for that her soul and her life?
Major.
Yeah, well, you promoted her. You know better.
Judge, it's no excuse, but I think, again, she was very forthcoming about her family history as well. And I think it says a lot, the way she was raised, that she's been in foster care since she was 12 years old herself, because both of her parents were incarcerated. You know, she didn't.
How did that work out for you?
She didn't grow up with
No,
very
no.
good
How did that
values.
work out for you?
Not the greatest.
Well, so why would you make life miserable for someone else if you knew that that wasn't the quality of life? All right.
It's not a very good role model. But anyway, again, it's no excuse, but just maybe an explanation of how she got involved in these type of things.
Anything else? Anything from state?
Yeah, Judge, I want to just kind of, I want to point your attention to the PC. Do you have a copy of that?
Stand by.
Here's mine. Judge.
Yeah.
And what I want to highlight there is that
You go. I got it.
it, by all appearances, if you consider other versions that were offered, it seems like the 16-year-old was at risk involving somebody else that may have been potentially trafficking her, and she basically jumps out of that grease into this fire, where instead of somebody gets her to help and leads her in the right direction, she then takes her away from that bad situation and gives her this situation instead. And that's all from the PC information. what got the law enforcement's attention was the 2-for-1 special they were running, posting on Skip the Games. So I looked to see if that information was highlighted in the PSI. And it
Where she and the
wasn't.
child would work together.
Yes, sir.
In the
Yes, sir.
sexual act.
Yes, sir.
Okay. No, I think we feel dirty enough already talking about all of this.
Thank you, Judge.
Anything else you want to add,
No.
ma'am? If not, I'm going to find you have pleaded guilty today voluntarily. You are mentally competent to do so to this first degree felony promoting prostitution of a child younger than 18. There's sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1 admitted here to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this offense. And I am following this agreement. You are, which is a cap of 10 years imprisonment. You are hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 10 years. What is the price? What is right of the loss of innocence of a child? I keep repeating that. That was your fault. That was yours. You made a immoral life for that child by marketing her for sexual purposes and making money off of it. Shame on you. You hurt this city and county. We stand for something of more of a quality of life than that. That is immoral. It's illegal, and it's a child who was being sexually assaulted each time, and you were the madam. You were the person responsible for it. You were the organizer and the manager of it. Shame on you. But shame on anybody who promotes prostitution, especially of a child, because you can't have innocence back with a child when it's taken away. That's not for you. That wasn't for you to be responsible for, but you paid the price, and she's suffering, I'm sure, the harm as a victim of this. But it's all a bad, terrible, immoral structure because it takes people willing to have sex illegally, promoting it, and the prostitution and the people who are involved in taking part in the acts. But this is a child. And you pay a price. Adults pay a price when they harm children on this court's watch. Do you understand what's happened? That is all.
Your Honor, may I ask the court to consider withholding imposition of the sentence and placing her on regular probation?
Yeah, I've considered that. And this is a child who was sexually molested. You organized it. You think that is what that's what this court stands for, is making light out of that? No. When we catch you, you're going to be prosecuted. You're going to be punished to set an example. That's not what Beaumont and Southeast Texas stands for. We stand for quality of life. This isn't a prostitution, a place where prostitution is condoned, especially of children. Shame on you. Shame on you. Can you give back that child's innocence that was taken away that you organized? No. It has a price. It has a value, which our Creator gave. You should never take that away. Shame. But you will pay a price, and anyone in your situation on my watch will. We stand for something better than that in this area. Shame. We're setting good examples as best we can in spite of you. You need to fix your mess.
I wanted to, Your Honor.
Yeah, it's just not you. You're harming others. Children. That's why you're sentenced. That is all. Here, thank you. Texas versus Lace Skyler Christian.
Yes.
Present with Mr. Johnson, your attorney and the state's attorney. Does the defendant waive formal readings of these indictments? Can we proceed in summary?
We can.
The continuous or proceeding on a lesser included aggravated sexual assault of a child, and we're dismissing the indecency. So,
Okay, so
Felony
what
degree
will
one
be
indictment.
pleaded to?
yes, sir.
That's correct.
Do you understand you still have two cases you're charged with murders?
Yes, sir.
And those are set for trial?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Three, 35159, we will be dealing with, and in summary, this indictment alleges that during a period that was 30 days or more in duration from on or about October 6th, 2015 through on or about October 6th, 2017, when the defendant was 17 years of age or older, you did then and there commit two or more acts of sexual abuse against a child younger than 14 years of age, namely aggravated sexual assault under Texas Penal Code Section 22.021, and also indecency with a child under Texas Penal Code 21.11 Subpart A, Subpart 1. Do you understand what you're charged with here, ma'am?
Yes.
All right, there's an agreement. This is a first degree felony. There's an agreement that's been reached, though, where you would be pleading guilty to the lesser second degree felony of
No, should be
aggravated sexual.
aggravated as a first degree.
Okay, you've got continuous, which I guess
That's a
is
special.
special
that's a special.
minimum.
Yes, sir.
The
Minimum is
is
25.
increased.
That's correct.
So you're going to be pleading guilty to the lesser included aggravated sexual assault, which is not a special first degree felony like continuous, but it is a first degree felony, which carries with it no less than 5, no more than 99 years confinement in prison or life imprisonment. And God bless you, a fine up to $10,000 can be assessed. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
The agreement has been reached where you would be pleading guilty, sentenced to 12 years in prison, and 2 other cases would be dismissed. It looks like
One's a misdemeanor.
35160 and indecency with a child was be dismissed. And then there's a misdemeanor case 326121 here in this
Not in this court, but in the
County.
county. Yes, sir.
pending. Do you understand the plan?
Yes, sir.
If I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to this lesser included aggravated sexual assault of a child? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty voluntarily? That is on your own free will
Yes, sir.
and because you are guilty. Okay. The aggravated sexual assault, just to clear it for the record, is it sexual assault of a child? Okay. It's not a continuous.
No,
Correct.
Show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 1. Did you sign that document?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand it? Discuss it with your attorney? Are the
Yes.
contents all true and correct?
Yes, sir.
State's Exhibit 1 tendered into evidence
without objection.
without objection admitted. Among other things, this states you are mentally competent to enter your guilty plea, which you've entered into.
Yes, sir.
You're pleading guilty today voluntarily, knowingly, intelligently. You're giving up your rights to a jury trial and the rights to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses. You're totally satisfied with the representation provided by your lawyer. All of this is true, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
States Exhibit 1, part of the record for all purposes. Pre-sentence report is waived here.
It is your.
The court intends to follow this agreement, if nothing further, to add by the parties. I will find you are pleading guilty voluntarily, knowingly, intelligently to this lesser included first degree felony of aggravated sexual assault of a child here in cause number 20-35159. There is sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1 admitted here to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. As you have stated, you are pleading guilty and of not only the offense charge, but any lesser included offenses for which the court is going to find you guilty for is the lesser included offense of aggravated sexual assault. And you have given up all your rights to a jury trial and the rights to the confrontation, appearance, cross-examination of witnesses. I hereby find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this lesser included first degree felony of aggravated sexual assault of a child. I am following this agreement. You are hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 12 years. You will be given credit for all time you have served in accordance with this. Is this the updated amount for her?
Oh, no,
That's
that's the
the other one. You've been in jail for how long?
almost since July 2022.
Of what day?
2022.
She's been there for a while.
Okay. Well, we've tried over 600 cases. I hate to see anybody languishing that long in jail, but we can only try one at a time. Anyway, this one is resolved. And there's something on the queue, I think, for me to sign here as a dismissal.
Yes, sir. There's also
And then
the
there's
order that she has to register as a sex offender. I don't think we covered that. Yeah.
Mhm.
1,342 days credit.
That is correct, Judge. And I've spoken with her.
35160 is before the court. There's a motion to dismiss this. Do you understand what has happened today, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Please, the court, Your Honor, I've spoken with her about her chapter 62 requirements.
It's the 23rd, isn't
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Did I continue on with
Yeah, you're
my
5
3
days
and 8?
ahead.
Okay.
it? You're doing something on 228.
I'm doing a lot of things this
How
morning,
did the
Judge.
stock market do in the next 5 years,
Huh?
5 days? I'd like to know if you know that. Let us know.
Well, when I was in Africa and I was 9 hours ahead, I
I'm
was
gonna
trying to
correct
tell
this
people
one.
I'd give them a lot of numbers, but they wouldn't want.
All right. In all seriousness, this is serious, most serious thing when a child is harmed. You have responsibilities now to report regularly to the proper authorities as a sex offender under the laws of the state of Texas. Do you understand?
Yes,
Then the probation office, I think, is going to go over this with you. It's important if you fail to report as required under law, you can be prosecuted for additional offenses. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Because failure to properly register is a violation of law. So make sure that that is timely done. I've just dismissed cause number 3560. Anything else to add on this?
No, yeah.
Okay, that is all. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. With, well, in the assault family violence here in 1376, that is a third-degree felony. It's you choked, among other things, you choked the victim, but you have a prior 2018 conviction of robbery out of Harris County, Texas. So if convicted of this third-degree felony and the prior conviction, it enhances it to a second-degree felony. You were looking at up to 20 years in prison. And if you have that prior conviction, you are not eligible for probation. Do you understand?
Yes.
In the 25 CR 1649, that's evading arrest or detention, a state jail felony with an aggravated robbery in 91 and then much later, another robbery in 2018. So listen, So paragraph 1 and 2 constitute the state jail felony of evading arrest detention because you have a previous conviction of evading arrest or detention way back in 2022, 2 years ago. Then these other two priors can enhance it to state jail felony, punished though as it were a second degree felony. So you were looking at up to 20 years in prison for those, and you are not eligible for probation. Do you understand where you stand on that case?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
He's rejecting offers by the state, asking the case to be set on
Set for trial.
trial docket. He's also asking that I be replaced so he can get him before as quickly as possible because of my case.
All right. Is that right?
That's correct, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. I find a good cause. Mr. Deucer, you shall be replaced. The next lawyer on the trial wheel will be placed to handle this, and it will be set for trial, and such shall be done. Next, Williams, does she need to go in front of you first? Yes, right there, please. First, thank you.
That's all right. Speak where order. So what you got? Yeah. Eat of the right tongue. Yeah, there you go. Okay, place it right there. I need right start to I need to get up again. Okay, and then right put it right there. Okay. That's the end of the judge.
And you are Mia Williams.
Yes, sir.
You were here with Mr. Dusler, your attorney and the state's attorney. You were charged here 25 CR 1483, third degree felony obstruction or retaliation. Does the defendant gave a formal reading of this indictment? And can we proceed in a summary fashion?
Yes, sir.
In summary, ma'am, this indictment alleges that on or about September 14th, 2025 in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed the third degree felony of obstruction or retaliation. Let's see, it looks like, oh, that's not good. Intentionally or knowingly threatening to murder a public servant, namely a police officer. Do you understand what you're charged with here?
Yeah, I didn't threaten to murder no officer.
Well, that's what it said. That's what the indictment says.
You threatened him, you and I discussed.
Okay.
You'll say, they could smell burnt synthetic marijuana emitting from you. That so you were, I guess, using some drugs there.
Yes, sir.
I spoke to Williams in the back seat where she stated she was going to get someone to execute and assassinate us, meaning all the officers on the scene. Williams also directly told me she was going to get someone to kill me. These comments were made due to her being arrested. Okay, well, that's not good. This, if convicted, is a third degree felony, which means you face a term of not more than 10 years or less than 2 years in prison. In addition, a fine may be assessed not to exceed $10,000. Do you understand the
Yes.
punishment range?
Yes, it is.
An agreement's been reached here. You would be pleading guilty, sentenced to 10 years in prison. And then that would be suspended and you would be placed on regular probation for 10 years, fined $500. Is that your understanding of the plan?
Okay.
Yes.
Is that good, or is that what you understood? You'd be placed on probation for 10 years?
Yes, I understand that. Yes, I do.
If I follow this, you have no right of appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to this charge? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty?
Are you pleading guilty voluntarily and because you are guilty of what this alleges?
Yes.
I'll show you here what's marked as State's Exhibit 1. Did you sign that document, understand it, discuss it with your attorney, or the contents all true? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
State's Exhibit 1 is tendered into evidence and without
No
objection,
objection.
it's admitted. Among other things, ma'am, this states that you are mentally competent to enter your guilty plea. You understand what's going on?
Yeah.
You were voluntarily and freely pleading guilty. You have discussed this case with your attorney, who you were totally satisfied with. You were giving up your rights to a jury trial and the rights to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses.
Yes, sir.
And you were guilty of each of the elements of this crime. And it states, this is all true, so help you God.
Yes.
State's Exhibit 1. It's made a part of the record for all purposes. Pre-sentence report is
Yep.
right there. I'm going to follow this agreement, if nothing further to add. I'm going to find you are pleading guilty today voluntarily. You are mentally competent to do so. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading guilty. There's sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1 admitted here
Yes,
to
sir.
find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this third-degree felony of obstruction or retaliation. I am following this agreement. You are hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to prison for 10 years. But I'm going to suspend that so long as you follow the terms and conditions of probation. You will be placed on probation for 10 years, and the probation officer is going to go over those with you.
Okay,
You must pay a fine of $500. There will be other terms and conditions of probation to help you succeed on probation. Please follow those. If you fail, your probation can be revoked and you could be sentenced up to 10 years in prison to go to prison. So do well on probation, will you?
yes, sir.
Good, very good. Anything else to add?
Thank you.
That is all. Thank
Do I have
you.
any more time to serve?
No, ma'am.
Oh, excuse me.
Do you want more time? Oh, okay. All right.
I'm fine.
No, it's
kind of like-
Thanks for rejection.
I didn't know where she was headed on that one.
All right.
This one's up. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.